Hello, everybody. This is Pete from PA Labs, and I want to start a new series on, or extend this series of GUI development and GUI demo pieces of controls, gadgets that are really useful, but I want it to go somewhere. Okay, so this is going to be the first in a series that eventually if I stick with this long enough and I have people who want to figure out what this is going to be, this is going to be the add-on engine to build games from the map maker program. So eventually we're going to pick that up and bring that in as a source for this program here. This eventually is going to become the player or actually maybe it's going to become the creator of the game that you want to play that you built the map for. So towards that end, I've thought long and hard on this, and there is a couple of ways to approach this. And I think I'm going to go with this one right here. This is a ScrollArea gadget, and it's a bit of a complex beast. And then you also have a canvas gadget with it. Now, oftentimes you use images inside scroll areas. And a ScrollArea gadget has one set of dimensions for his physical size. And if you wanted, we could come in to come on, select him. Oh, I see. I've already got him selected. There we go. We could come into him and make him this big. And now watch what I'm going to do. We're going to come down here and let's make the width of that canvas 1024. Okay, so as you know, 1024 is very large. So where has the picture gone? Where has that canvas gadget gone? Well, it is inside the canvas gadget, and you can use these slider bars and navigate around your picture. Okay, so that is the concept behind a ScrollArea gadget, that the outside dimensions versus the inside dimensions are different. So let's put him back to there. Now, what we're going to do in this video is go over some of the interesting facts of canvases and ScrollArea gadgets, but I'm going to start this guy off as a real project, okay? And towards that end, I've started some of the code. I figure you've been watching some of the videos up to now, so you understand how I build a project and get things rolling. And on this one, we have, let me get rid of some of these guys here. So I have a GUI demo SA. That's currently the name of this. And he has a main sheet of code. Let me show you my project tree here. Let me do it this way. And, you know, one of these days I'm going to write a script for these, but I know me, I don't stick to scripts either. So I just kind of think it through and go with it. So we have our forms folder, inside which we have the ICE designer process and a code folder and standard fare there. I've thrown in an image folder that eventually we'll use. And did I put oh, I think I did. Yes. Okay, so we've got a couple folders in here. And this contains our map. This is the map that we have built. I built it earlier in the demo for the map maker. And then we have the grid that fits on top. Okay, so then I have the hexes folder, and the hexes that are used in this map our cell horizontal. I'll delete out the squares and the other ones we don't use eventually. Includes, I've included my data grid helper, the data grid stuff, and my static PBI. And this is my functions folder or script. It contains lots and lots of pretty interesting stuff. We can go ahead and peruse some of it. Come on, open up. There we go. There he is. All right, now he's kind of big. Come on, there he goes. I've been working on this particular one since 2017 is when he got renamed and figured out this way. We have some global pathing stuff. We, of course, have get app data. So that's what I use on all the titles for all the messages used in the app. I have a procedure to get paths, and get paths is a function you call early on. And when you need to deal with help systems, where is my help system? What is my application path? So as you move around, you'll see that the current directory is something that does get moved around a bit depending on your file finds and stuff like that. And so what I have here is this function gets called real early before the main screen's even presented to the users. And that way we can capture app path. And then from app path, that is the executable path, we can then derive what is the help path, what is, well, the other two in here are just actual calls to get a documents path, and this will have to get probably changed eventually. But this is pretty much where I put the database. So then we have some functions for list icons. You remember when we actually wrote the select first combo and select ID first combo? And then I have also added a select string combo. And these are, you're anticipating having a whole lot of combo boxes throughout this app. And if you want to write this code 200 times, if you got 200 combo boxes, all power to you. Myself, if I want to do something twice, I'll most likely put it into static and then call it and never write it again. Images, whole bunch of image functions. This is a reversed version. The actual free image command is a command that frees an image. But before you can free an image, you have to make sure it is an image. And if it's not an image and you free it, it's going to blow up your code. So I wrote instead of free image free. If you catch the joke there, you're doing it backwards, which is going to be the correct way. And it does, hey, if this is an image, empty it out, free it up for me, and be done with things. So that saves me 3 lines of code for every image I clear in the whole project. So those mount up real fast. I debated on this project doing sprites and using one of those awesome windowed screens, but this isn't that sort of game. Sprites in the windowed screened version of game writing is more for your platform games where you run into things and you have collisions and you pick things up from collisions and you jump and you hit the rope and then you can climb the rope, et cetera, et cetera. Where movement, you're free moving your character in all directions. That is what the sprite system is for. The game I'm after here is going to be the old Avalon Hill. I've got my little tokens that I have on my map that have a movement and a combat rating, and we're going to move them on the map. And that doesn't lend itself to sprites. So enough of this. That's most of what we're ever going to use in this, I think. I have the main screen, which you just saw over on Ice Designer. I've got the loop already in place. It doesn't do much. What it does is just present the screen. And the next piece of this is that what we want to do is we want to put our map right here, and it's going to be a lot bigger than this. Thus, that's why we used the scroll gadget. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And you could do it with a picture, and that's the easy way out, but it comes with penalties. So we're going to add a menu. We're going to do other things here. So as I get this started, the first thing I want to do is turn this, because this is going to be grown over a long time. And for the design of this, I want to use Class Builder, because eventually we'll have counters and units and all manner of database objects and stuff. So I'm going to start out, and if you've seen the Class Builder videos, if you have a project and you've configured Class Builder correctly and hit Control, for me, it's B for Class Builder because Control C was taken. It launches Class Builder, and since this project is not currently a Class Builder database structure, I'm going to tell it, yes, initialize this with Class Builder, and I do not want the advanced. I want, folders only. Yes, that's what we're after. So I don't want all the extra stuff. Okay, so Class Builder is all initialized. And for those of you who haven't watched the Class Builder videos, what we have just done, if I come back to my project, is I've added a dot class builder database here. And Class Builder gives me the ability to build my database layer without having to really write a line of code. It also will facilitate greatly my forms and putting code behind the forms. So at the moment, that was really all I wanted to do. So I can close that. The next step of what we're going to do is I've already got my GUI demo SA constants in. So what we're going to do is create enumeration. And what I'm going to do is cheat. I've brought some code in, and this is going to be the list of images and stuff that we need. Now, I don't want this to start at 200. What we're going to do real quick is we're just going to extend where this guy leaves off. And he leaves off with Gadget index. Oh, sorry, excuse me, image index. Okay, so we'll come back here and say you're going to be image index +1. Okay, so that way what I'm doing here is preventing us from having a enumeration overlap of numbers. This continues to go forward with the counting of stuff. Now, what I'm doing is building, just remember the hexes that I showed you. We're going to load a hex into hex, which it's probably going to be a red hex or a selected hex or something like that. And then we're going to have a map and a map grid. Those are the two windows. They're the images I showed you. And then we're going to have a work image and an image variable. Now, these are all going to end up being images. So that works out really well. Since these are all going to be static images, uh, well, these guys up here won't change once we load them. What I'm going to do is we're going to come here and say we're going to go ahead and build the catch images standard routine that you have in many program. We'll come down here in the system and say, okay, procedure, load images, and then we can drop all that in there. And okay, so clean this up, make it pretty. So what this is doing, this is your standard way to grab an image, stick it in a variable, and then the really cool thing is, because you use this data selection piece, what it does is it actually adds the image. This goes all the way down to the bottom of the form. It's like one of your last lines down here. So that's where I don't know why you put it down there, but everybody does. So it may be one of the gods could tell us, but it's not important why. Okay, so these images, you don't need to include them in your deployment package. By doing this to create the image, we actually are catching the binary down here, and these actually become part of your EXE. So you're making the EXE package, if you will, larger because now we have all these binaries in there. But we're decreasing the amount of stuff we have to lay down in our installs. And hopefully we'll get this all the way through to an install eventually.